just as a warning to our listeners, this system and this module in particular feature graphic depictions of violence and other horrific subjects that may be disturbing to some listeners. You have been warned. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of the Charisma Check podcast. Today, we're going to be recording a session of the independently published RPG called Mothership by Tuesday Night Games. It's a sci-fi horror survival RPG that has some dark overtones to it, but I think we're going to have a lot of fun today. We'll be playing a newly established spacefaring science expedition crew captaining a ship called the Eldora. This will be their first expedition. Their mission should be routine, but I plan on that going awry immediately. So I hope you enjoy it. And to begin with, I would like to recite the captain's first log entry. Captain's log, first entry. Life's good, you know. I mean, sure, it has its ups and downs. But here I am, behind the helm of my very own ship. I worked hard, I paid my dues, and now I get to run the show for once. Sure, she's not in the best shape. Her hull's too bulky, she's a bit slow, and she's not the biggest, newest ship in the system, but she'll get us where we want to go. The whole galaxy's at our fingertips, and with this ragtag crew of mine, we're going to make something of ourselves. Our first mission should be a piece of cake. Fly to by a planet that's putting out some strange signals, take some readings, maybe some samples if planetside looks safe, and return to the science station. 1, 2, 3, get paid. We got this. Welcome to the initial journey of the Eldora. You're all a crew under Captain Jonas Kirkard. He paid his dues as a teamster for a long time. Finally saved up enough money to buy a kind of junky old spaceship. It's maybe a decade or so out of date. The interior is a little bit rusty. Computers aren't as fast as they could be. Thrusters can kind of lag sometimes. Think less USS Enterprise and more Serenity or, something like that.
Firefly class.
Yes. Your first mission is to journey to a planet codenamed NBP 3475. Evidently, it has been emitting some strange signals that you have been assigned to investigate. This is a scientific mission, so your cargo hold is relatively empty of anything except science gear. You should not expect any trouble. You're basically going to fly by, take some readings. If it seems like the planet is safe for an away mission, you'll go down and take some samples and then head back. Let's go ahead and briefly introduce everyone. You already know your captain, Jonas Kirkard. How about everybody else? What do we got here?
My name's Booker, a.k.a. Organ Trail.
All right. And you are a Marine, yes?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And we have another Marine.
I'm Francis Larcen.
Francis Larcen.
My co-workers can call me Flank.
And we have an android on board.
Hi, I'm an electronic lifesaver intelligence, but you may call me E.L.I. I am the medic of the ship.
Okay, cool. We also have a science officer.
Hello, my name is Chris Cash, and I will be playing Dr. Suvi Onward. She's a biologist and a physics scientist.
So the captain is in the command. He makes the announcement. All right, everybody. We're ready to go. If you'll brace yourselves, I'm going to engage the jump drives in 5, 4, 3, 2, and then you feel the sudden familiar lurch in your stomach that accompanies jump into hyperspace. And then moments afterwards, you feel the other familiar lurch back into place of your internal organs. But you are immediately greeted by sirens. It seems as though something has gone wrong. There is a warning siren flashing, and the captain says, "Oh, what happened? This is wrong. Somebody get me a reading."
You bucket of bolts.
Checking.
So you do a scan of the ship. Basically, you get the readout that the jump drives have malfunctioned. They seem to be currently inoperable, and you have no idea why.
The jump drives seem unfunctioning. I have no idea why.
Oh, no.
I don't know if I can say that. I don't know if I can do it.
Oh, no.
Is it too much?
It may be too much. I don't know.
That's what I thought.
It's funny, but I don't know if I can handle
The whole
it.
podcast. Yes.
I'm missing my arm, Jesse. Please, everything's going dark. I can't. Anyway.
Come here, Meowth.
So anyway. Meowth, I always loved you. Anyway. Then the captain comes over the comms once again and says, we're here. We're at the planet. I don't know what's going on. It looks like the scanners have picked up dozens of derelict spacecraft. It seems like we're stranded, guys.
Captain, we must make repairs immediately.
Says, yeah, that's a good idea. You go and check on it. I'm going to continue scanning.
Right away, Captain.
Captain, I'll make my way up to you.
Yes, good idea. All right, so, E.L.I, to get to the jump drives, you have to go through the
hallways.
Go through the hallways in the ship, through the engine room, past the computer into the jump drive area.
Okay.
Flank, you have to head up to the command module, which is kind of in between the two wings of the vessel to get to where Captain Jonas is currently. When you head in there, you see him examining consoles and flashing lights and various readouts, and he tells you to jump in and lend a hand.
All right, point me in the direction, Captain.
He points you over to an empty console and he says, let's just figure out why we're stranded here. And you guys start running scans. You notice that there are really no life signs coming from any of the vessels that are stranded out here in space. There is a tide-locked moon around the planet, and there are life signs coming from the northern hemisphere of that planet. There are also some strange signals that are really indecipherable coming from the planet itself. You notice, Flank, when you're looking at the readouts, the derelict ship nearest to you is registered as the Alexis, and it is also emitting some inexplicable power fluctuations.
Captain, there's a ship over here marked as the Alexis, emitting some interesting signals. You take a look.
He goes over to the terminal with you, and he says, I don't really know what's going on. Maybe they would have some answers. We've got a couple of options right now, depending on what E.L.I finds out. We can either just try to jump back out of here and escape. We could go explore some of these ships, see if there really are any survivors hiding that we can't pick up. Maybe investigate this mystery with all these derelict ships, or we could go down to this moon. There are life signs in the northern hemisphere. Maybe some of the people from these ships escaped to the moon. Otherwise, it looks like the atmosphere of this planet seems to be habitable. That's really our final option.
How old do these ships look, Captain?
He kind of goes over some numbers on the screens, and he says, some of these are between a few years old to the Alexis has really only been here for a couple of weeks.
Is there any chance that whatever was here could hit us?
Without knowing what it is, I have no idea.
Can we get the scientist?
He goes over to the comm and he says, Dr. Suvi, can you get up here? We may need your help in the command module, which you hear over the comms.
Do I have a comm thing like a...
It's just kind of like a comm system in the ship. It's like a general broadcast thing.
Oh.
You would have to go over to a panel on the wall. It's not a brand new fancy ship with its own little, communicators.
So yeah, I'll head on to the bridge.
Okay. E.L.I, you make your way to the jump drive while this is going on.
Okay.
There are red flashing lights on every display. There are sirens blaring, which you can turn off if you want.
I want to turn them off.
Okay, you turn off the sirens, to much to the relief of everyone else, and you go over to the jump drive and inspect it.
Okay.
So basically, you find out that it is just inexplicably malfunctioning. You read some of the readouts very quickly. with your android computer brain. And it seems to be that whatever signal is being emitted from this planet has pulled you out of jump and has kind of locked you here. And you think that you could attempt to escape again, but you don't know if it would work or if it might cause some kind of catastrophic failure.
We're playing Alien Covenant.
Was this the planet we were trying to go to?
Yes,
Okay.
It is, fortunately. So you can maybe get the mission done while you're doing all this. But as far as you can tell, Eli, you were pulled out of orbit by the signal. The jump drive is malfunctioning, and it may or may not work if you try to use it again.
All right.
You've never seen anything like this in your, I don't know, how many years of life. How old are you as an android?
I was
5.
made for this journey.
Okay, so you're 3 months of life.
3 months
Never
of life.
seen anything like this.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Suvi, you make your way up to the command module where you see Organ Trail and Flank looking at readouts. And the captain says, Suvi, what do you make of all this? And he points at the readouts on the command module.
I'll go take a look.
Do you have any applicable skills?
Computers, I have archaeology, mathematics, and genetics.
Okay. You could, if you want, make an intellect check that you can add your computer skill to. So add 10%, and you're trying to roll under your intellect plus 10%.
Dice?
Yes. You add the 10% to your intellect score, and you're trying to roll under that value. So what is your intellect on paper?
50.
Plus 10 would be 60.
Yes.
So you're trying to roll under 60. What'd you get?
68.
So that's a failure. Yeah. You examine all these readouts, and you've never seen anything like it before. You have no idea what's going on. All you can see is the same things that they've seen. There are lots of derelict ships, strange signal coming from the planet, life forms somewhere in the northern hemisphere of this tide-locked moon, and weird power fluctuations coming from the Alexis, which is the nearest derelict ship to you.
Someone needs to make an intellect check to see if that's no moon.
What did you mean by tide locked?
Tide lock means that it's one face of the moon is perpetually facing the planet, and one is
similar to Earth's
facing
Earth
away.
moon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just making sure it ain't flat.
Does the planet seem spherical?
Surprise, this is a flat Earth conspiracy theory podcast. You got suckered in. No. Anyway, so what do you guys want to do?
I'm going to head back to the captain's quarters.
Okay, so you head up to the command module
report.
where the rest of your companions are, your crewmates.
I'm just going to report to the captain everything that I discovered.
The captain says, well, I don't want to try to cut and run immediately. I think maybe we should try to at least figure out what's going on here. But if the rest of you guys think this is something dangerous and you want to leave, I wouldn't argue. And we can try to use the jump drives. Otherwise, I'd say we should at least check out the ship or check out the moon. If there's some survivors on the moon, maybe we could save them. We do have some extra room here and some cryopods.
Eli, what's your take on the jump drive? Can we do it?
We can make one trip with the jump drive, but it may cause a catastrophic event.
So we can make a jump unsuccessfully.
It's
That's what I'm
possible.
hearing.
It's highly likely. For some reason, it seems that we are stuck here.
Well, can it be fixed?
Not that I am aware.
Well, Captain, do we have mobility?
As far as I know, the thrusters are still working. Worst case scenario, if you don't want to use the jump drive, we could just get in the cryopods and use the thrusters. It could take 100 years to make it to the next planet, but...
Captain, if I may, if we perhaps could go to one of the derelict ships and salvage to maybe repair the engines.
That's a possibility.
We may well find something to repair our jump drive.
Well, I don't like the idea of spending my whole life getting out of here, so...
Yeah, I don't want to be stuck on this ship forever.
That's what cryosleep is for.
I love
We
optimism.
could be a
in an
few hundred
android.
years in the future, no problem right now.
I would be fine. I could manage the whole ship while you are all sleeping.
Yep, that's kind of what you're for.
I am programmed to pilot the ship.
I'm getting weird Bishop vibes.
Yeah. Well, let's call for a vote then. Do we check out one of these ships, or do we go to the moon, or do we just get in the cryopods and sleep our way back to civilization?
Well, how many credits were we going to make off of this?
It says 7,900.
That's a lot of credits.
That's a hefty profit. I'm not ready to abandon that quite yet.
I'm voting for going to go check out another ship and see if we can salvage anything.
Okay.
That's my vote.
I'm voting for to go to see the life signs on the moon.
I agree with our scientist.
Okay. Moon.
We still have a
Ship.
chance to complete this
I
mission.
believe we should go and check out the ships, maybe salvage and repair the jump drive. Captain, what do you think?
The captain will say, well, I'm the tiebreaker, so worst case scenario, we investigate one of these ships and don't find anything, and we go to the moon anyway. Best case scenario, they have what we need, or they have some, at least some supplies we can salvage. We don't know how long we might be out here.
Or the possibility we could split up. Each Marine wants to go to a different place.
I would not recommend that. I'm going to put my foot down on that one.
Understood, Captain.
I agree. Marines are better in numbers.
He says, I used to play this game called Dungeons and Dragons, and splitting up the party was always a bad idea.
Agreed. I am registered as to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, so the consensus is to go to the Alexis. The scans show that the registered blueprints have two easy ways to access the ship, one of which is an airlock in the cargo hold of the Alexis, the other which opens up into the kind of main hold. The one to the cargo hold is computer controlled from the inside. So if you want to go in through there, you're going to have to manually break in. The other one you could open from the outside. And your ship has docking capabilities, so you can kind of extend like an airlock passage.
Did we say
either-
if there was
either
any
one of
signs of life on the other ships?
them. There were none picked up.
None picked up.
Where's-
Okay.
On our ship, where's the dock? area?
There is a large one in the cargo hold.
In our cargo hold.
And
Okay.
there are two others on either side of the engine for kind of like outside engine repair if necessary. But the cargo hold is the primary one.
Now, we have standard battle dress, but is there an option to have a suit just in case if like the docking thing doesn't go too well?
For air?
Yeah.
Yes.
There are
Well,
just
there
kind
are
of...
the environmental suits.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
You would have environmental suits on the ship.
Okay.
All right.
For-
So
for
would we have to
emergencies.
change out, or would you just put
Yes.
it over?
They're called vac suits.
Yeah. So a vac suit is something you have to wear separately from your battle dress.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're hearing?
Battle dress is
Yes.
kind of thick
Okay.
in the air. What is it called? The exosuit? Environmental
okay.
suit.
Yeah,
The
the,
space
Gotcha.
suit
Okay.
is pretty
Understood. But so
astronaut.
Could you take stuff off of your other suit and put it onto the other suit?
no.
Oh, okay. Well,
Could a hazard suit work?
The hazard suit has an air filter that can store up to an hour of air and a small oxygen tank.
Mm-hmm.
The vac suit has enough O2 storage for 12 hours or 6 hours under stress.
As an android, I don't need oxygen.
Yeah, you don't
so
need oxygen.
I
so-
could give someone my hazard suit.
The battle dress doesn't have an oxygen supply in it. This ain't like
no, it's just armor.
mm-mm.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's just armor.
this ain't like Star-Lord breathable mask thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. So we head to the Alexis. I think we're in
Yeah.
agreement, Captain.
He says, well, do we try to break in through the cargo hold or do we go in through the regular hold?
I think going to the airlock would be the safer bet.
Okay. So you guys all get ready, put on your vac suits in case things go wrong, and the hold decompresses. You navigate close to the Alexis and extend your docking equipment that locks on from your airlock in the cargo hold to their airlock, and everything goes just fine. From there, you can then proceed into the Alexis.
Is there any power at all to it, or is that
There is power, and it's emitting some kind of strange power signature. You don't know what's going on with it,
Mhm.
but as far as you can tell, the life support seems to be functioning, and there is power to the ship.
Okay, so there
Is there
it's
oxygen?
It's visible. You can see
Yeah.
everything. Okay,
hmm
brought my flashlight just in case.
Are we still on the our ship?
Yes.
Okay, can I is it like a radio panel or communication panel near
Mhm.
the airlock? Can I tell the captain to wait at the bridge and seal the doors behind us?
You don't want the captain to go? You want him to stay?
No, I've seen all the alien movies. It is
So what do you guys think?
We should separate, but we should have somebody stay around the docking areas in case of emergency.
Captain,
Okay.
is there a way to remotely control the ship?
Oh, not this hunk of junk.
I don't feel safe going farther from this experienced captain. Hint, hint.
If it's all the same, then I'll just come with you.
I mean, if we want to leave something, we could leave the android.
the guy that's responsible for the repairs.
If something goes wrong, then you need me to make repairs
Yeah,
to
there's
your
we
fleshy
need our
body.
medical officer. There may be some people who are dying who haven't registered on the scans.
Affirmative.
All right.
Oh, you're the medical officer?
Yes.
I guess I'm just the one that pulls them apart then.
Ugh,
Genetics.
gross.
Fine.
So you guys all agree to just all go together then?
Yeah, well, yeah. If we stay, our ships are still docked together. So if
Yeah.
anything happens, we'll be on one ship. with Each
Okay.
other.
Is there a way to tell if there's oxygen on the other ship?
Yes, as far as you can tell, the life support is still functioning on the ship.
I would
And
still. Well,
I'm
it
gonna
doesn't
say-
matter to you.
It
but
doesn't matter to me.
to me,
but-
I'm still going to keep everything.
I'm
on.
still
I don't
going
wanna
to
risk-
maintain like a quarantine and seal the door blast doors behind us.
So you guys approach the airlock, and it hisses open in kind of an aperture-like opening to reveal the inner hold of this lower deck of the Alexis. The lights are kind of flickering. It's a much newer ship than yours, so there are brightly gleaming panels, and everything looks relatively clean. But when you enter, you are immediately greeted by some strange banging noises you can hear coming from the upper deck.
I'll immediately ask Eli, do you know if there's a security thing going on with the ship? Like if it has
A
security?
security droid.
Wouldn't know anything
Is
about
there
a
any
foreign ship.
Any computer panels you can look at?
Do you have any? You can make an intellect check, and if you have any applicable skills,
Are you just gonna be like R2D2?
I have computer. No. I
Okay.
got a 78 over 60.
Okay,
Wow.
yeah, that was probably not part of your training, being a medical android.
I'm afraid there's nothing I can do about the security systems on the ship. There are security systems. We'll just have to deal with them.
All right. So we haven't walked in yet. We're still in the
Docking
docking.
area.
Well, yeah, you just opened the airlock, and that's the sound you were greeted with.
Okay. I will take my flashlight. I'll just throw it into the other airlock to make sure like a laser doesn't shoot down and cut us in half.
Yeah, no, that does not happen.
Okay. I'll slowly move up
Mhm.
and I will just check. I don't want to check with my suit in case something opens my suit. Android.
Yes.
Okay, would you like to stick your arm in the into the airlock?
Sure.
You stick your arm out into the open airlock into the Alexis, and nothing happens. But from this closer listening point, you can definitely hear banging noises coming from the higher level.
Can I use my infrared vision?
Yes. You have infrared goggles. So does it go
yes.
through walls, or is it just? And the lights are on, so
It allows me to see heat signatures, sometimes several hours old.
okay. Yeah. You use your infrared goggles. You kind of pop them over your robot eyes and sweep the corridor back and forth. You look up on the walls and the ceiling, and you see no residual heat signatures.
Okay.
So that means that there hasn't been warm-blooded life here in a certain amount of hours.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a good sign, unless they're on the moon. And I'll move in a little bit into the airlock. I'll check. I'll stick my hand in, back
Mhm.
out.
Yeah,
Nothing
nothing.
happens, and
Right.
I'll just walk
And I'll kind of
onto the airlock.
The
Okay.
banging
Nothing
could
better,
bear
no
with
day.
So yeah,
I'll
at
walk
this
with
point
you,
you would be
Marie.
walking into the Alexis, like
Oh, just
yeah,
right in.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'd be walking with you, kind of like
Yeah.
sweeping like where your blind spots.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you both proceed into the corridor, and looking to your left and right, you see hallways. Your left and right. One of which to your left seems to lead to another airlock to another room, and there's also like a T hallway, and the other way kind of zigzags around a corner, and directly across from you see a panel that you would recognize as kind of a standard access hatch where you could, if the elevators were down, manually crawl up and down levels to the other levels of the Alexis.
Based on we saw the ship from the outside, so based on where we're connected, we would have an idea of where their jump drive is, or the command center.
Yeah,
something like
the
that.
blueprints that would come up with the registered Alexis would tell you that their jump drive is on this level, presumably to your right. To the left, maybe some kind of other lab or hold of some kind.
Okay. Is the sound getting louder as we're going in? And is it like repetitious, or is it like a?
It
Not
is
constant.
not regular.
Okay.
but it's continuing.
Yes, it is
And
continuing.
it's coming from the upstairs.
It's coming from an upper floor, yes.
Okay, so it's not the engine room. Where would the engine room be?
The engine room is to your right.
Engine room is to our right where the
Yeah.
jump drive is.
First floor.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, are the panels open or are they sealed?
They are closed
Okay.
currently.
I'll walk over to the panel and, do a little check, make sure it is sealed, and I'll go, okay, well, nothing's going to really be coming up here as it's sealed or down from anything, just to make sure it's locked.
Yeah, it is closed. It's not locked, but it's closed.
Okay.
You're not sure if there is a way to lock it.
Okay.
Well, what was our mission? Why are we here?
We're here to just
our mission.
Parts.
Our mission is to go to the planet, find out what is wrong with the planet, and report back to home space station, to the science station.
So let's go
collect our credits.
Let's go to the engine room, grab some parts if we need them, and then head back to our ship. We don't have to mess with whatever is making that noise.
I'll wave at E.L.I. and I'll tell him to come behind me, and we can escort him into the engine room.
I'm going to awkwardly stand right behind him.
Yeah.
Like
the captain
chest
says,
to back.
Captain says, "You heard the man. Let's get going."
If you could breathe, this would be very creepy.
Yeah.
Would you like me to breathe?
You start. Well, that is creepy. You start heading down the hallway that kind of turns to your right and then immediately again to your left. As you begin heading down the corridor, those banging sounds start to fade. And then as you get closer, you start hearing some kind of scrabbling noise, like something crawling around underneath your feet.
I'll do the hold up my fist thing to make everyone stop.
I will point at my eyes at E.L.I, hoping for him to check the heat signatures underneath the ground. I'll point down at the floor. Point at his goggles.
I'm just going to look at you.
He's bad at charades.
I will grab the goggles off of E.L.I.
I'm not registering.
I will grab the goggles off of him.
Okay. You grab the goggles off the android and put them on. Because he seemingly has no idea what you're talking about.
He clearly does not, isn't.
Yeah. You look around and again, you do not see any heat signatures, but you can hear something scrabbling underneath the floor, and it sounds like it's moving away from you back down the corridor where you came.
Might I inquire to have those back?
Yeah, I'll give them back.
And you hear Jonas say, "This is not right. We didn't pick up any life signs. I don't know what's crawling around in here, but I don't like this. Everybody keep your eyes peeled."
Maybe the ship's just settling.
In zero gravity. Then he motions to continue down the hallway. And he has, at this point, what looks like a flare gun kind of pointed out in front of him. It's probably the only weapon he had on him.
Would there be any chance a bioscanner would pick anything up?
If there's anything living in here.
Well, things scraggling around sounds like living to me.
At this point, I'd pull.
Is that something that you have?
out.
Yes.
Okay.
You have a tranquilizer?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sure we have our SMGs on us.
We absolutely
Oh, you have SMGs?
Yes, we have our SMGs.
Why don't you have pulse guns?
Because they're expensive.
Oh.
How do you think we ended up on this
Scouting Pippin was the one that was
ship?
Yeah. If you
the credits to
Dr. Suvi, if you use your bioscanner, you do pick up a small life sign underneath you that is moving away at a very fast pace back down the hallway. It's like under the floors.
Is it like does it tell me a size or any type of details?
It's very small. That's all that you really get from a bioscanner. Where it is,
and
like
it's moving opposite of us.
Yeah, it's moving back down the hallway
toward our ship.
Mm-hmm.
Did we close our doors?
Mm-mm.
I thought I'm gonna go close the doors real quick.
So you run back down the hallway?
Yes.
Okay, and you're going to close the airlock behind everyone.
I mentioned quarantine that the one follow the procedures.
Okay, so you can close the airlock behind you.
Okay.
It's no big deal.
Yes, I'll close the airlock.
Once you have the airlock closed, you no longer hear the skittering noise.
Bioscanner. Is it still on the ship with us?
Yes, you look at it. It looks like it's moving away now. And it appears to be moving up through the walls into a higher level now.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Chris looks genuinely scared right
No,
now.
I'm not scared. I'm thinking. So I'll report back to the Marines that there's something definitely alive in here, something small, and we need it alive.
Well,
I picked up no life signatures on the ship.
I have a bioscanner. You don't.
I'm only 3 months old. Give him a break.
Captain Jonas will say, "I appreciate your enthusiasm, but that's not why we're here. If we happen to see it, maybe we can subdue it or something. But right now, we need to check this jump drive."
It could be someone's cat.
So we proceed. We proceed further.
Yes. You continue on down the hallway. You pass one airlock on your right that you don't know where it leads to, and another one on your left.
No
And
signs.
there's
or anything?
another airlock at the very end of the hall.
Are there
Okay,
any-
so there's 3 airlocks.
and there's
Yes.
no indication of signs. Not
There
like
is.
a braille.
There would be, I guess, labels.
So
Because why not?
Yeah.
The one you pass on your right says cryo chamber. The one you pass on your left says cargo hold. And the one at the end of the hallway says engine room.
Well, that's the one that
Engine room.
matters. So, I'll
walk into the engine room.
Okay.
but before we like bust in, it'd be like a 3, 2, 1. Someone opens it and lets the other one
They're going to
check.
clear the
back
room.
to back SMGs.
Tactically so.
Is it easy to open doors, or are they locked?
Yeah, no,
for you?
they're just kind of electronically controlled. You hit the open button
All
and
right.
it opens.
I'm not gonna punch it, but I'll hit it
Okay.
so it opens pretty fast, and I'll let.
Do a combat roll.
Is it completely
Spread the
wise
fan.
to be doing a combat roll in a
So just go in
cat
at the
in
same
a
time.
EVA suit
That's what I was
that
imagining.
is made out of glass? You don't want to damage the suit.
All right, so I'm going low. I'll tell Oregon Trail to go high.
Okay.
So you'll be crouched, and
Yes.
I'll be above you, and we'll look opposite ways.
Yes.
Oh, what does your characters look like, by the way? Very typical Marini, or
Yeah, it's a drawing.
I look like Connor from Cyberlife.
Yeah, it's very
oh, so you have a
typical.
pipe
Okay.
instead of a cigar.
Yeah, you got on.
I've got a mustache. I didn't mention it, but
Is it a
Yeah.
sick handlebar one. Or is it like a
no, it's more
it-
like above my mouth, but it's very very full.
Okay.
Oh,
But-
so
So
Tom,
but-
Like a Tom Selleck.
But
yeah.
I definitely like manicure it.
Okay.
I just look like
Anyway.
Who cares for his stash?
So it's not
cares
a-
for his stash.
That's what my
Stash of stuff.
That's what my
Oh.
grandfather always told me.
Anyway, you open the airlock into the engine room. When you do, you see a couple of things. Immediately on the floor, you notice what looks like a scorched outline of something sinuous and kind of snake-like. You also see this engine room kind of proceeds to your left and your right, and you see when you go around the corner to kind of clear the room, to your left, you see slumped in the corner 2 corpses.
Oh, so they're. Would we know that they're dead, or should we go
They look very evidently
dead?
dead.
I'm
Yes,
going to approach
is
the
it-
bodies.
one of them you can see even from this distance, their throat is totally torn out, and the other one, their head is kind of split open down the middle.
Oh,
I'm going to approach the bodies, and I'm
Okay.
going to use a med scanner on one to see maybe
Okay.
what the cause of death.
But when you approach that body, Eli, I need you to make a body save for me.
Body safe?
Mm-hmm. So you're going to try to roll under your body save stat.
Okay. Yeah. 28 under 40.
Okay. So you approach these bodies, and then everyone notices as he's approaching some very strange things happen. The lights begin flickering and flashing very rapidly, almost like strobe lights. You see the corpses begin to twitch spasmodically. Their eyes begin fluttering, and they're rolling around wildly in their sockets, and their mouths begin gaping open and closed, but no sound comes out. And Eli, you feel something as this is happening, some kind of wave pass through your system that you manage to stave off. Otherwise, you feel like you might have lost consciousness, as it were.
Okay.
And then all of you can hear coming from somewhere, probably on this level, a sound, a loud, piercing, screeching noise. And all of this doesn't stop. It continues.
would my flashlight be flickering, or would it just be
Yeah, your flashlight is also flickering.
So all electronics
all of the lights are flickering.
So our communications kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of like patchy. Yeah.
What does the bioscanner read?
The bioscanner, that these corpses that are kind of twitching are not alive.
What about the screeching?
And suddenly you pick up, coming from this level, probably in the cargo hold that you passed, a large life form that was not there before.
Is it staying in the cargo hold, or is it moving towards?
It appears to be moving rapidly around the cargo room, stopping periodically and screeching loudly again.
Okay.
This is our cue to leave.
Yes. Do we have to?
This is-
Am I in range enough to grab Eli without.
Well, what did my meta scanner say?
Yeah, they're dead. They're 100% dead.
But is there any abnormalities to their body?
There are odd electrical signals pulsing through their nervous system that's causing these twitches and eye rolling and mouth gaping, but they're not alive.
Okay.
I'm guessing y'all don't have a flamethrower. We could surely use a flamethrower.
We don't.
The
we're not
captain
alone.
says, I don't like this at all. Do we still want to check out this jump drive since we're here, or do we want to go?
How far
We
is the jump
should-
drive?
It's in
Right
the
there.
same room as you. You just basically have to go around the corner.
Eli, how quickly can you check this?
Give me one moment. I'll use my cybernetic diagnostic scanner on the jump
Okay.
drive, see if it's in working condition.
This screeching continues, and then you start to hear banging on the airlock door that you pass to the cargo hold as Eli is checking on this.
All right, let's get out of here.
Eli,
I think-
the jump drive is totally burned out,
Okay.
but
Is there anything of value?
yeah, there is still 16 units of fuel remaining in the engine, in the thrusters. If you wanted to attempt to harvest it, it would take approximately
Forever.
2 hours
Yeah.
to offload.
How much fuel
2 hours.
would I know how much fuel we had in the ship originally?
Yes, you had 23 fuel, which is enough for a while.
Eventually, we'd hit orbit, so then it
Mhm.
would slowly bring us down. So
How about, is that enough fuel to set this off to make an improvised bomb to blow the ship up and all the life forms in it?
it is well enough fuel to blow up the ship, yes.
while they're talking about this,
mhm.
I'm going to walk back
Mhm.
into where the cargo and the
Mhm.
other airlock is.
Mhm.
And is there a place where I could like hold my fingers against the door to kind of keep it from opening as easy?
Can you break the panel so it doesn't open the door?
You could attempt it,
Yeah.
but you'd have to make an intellect check.
The jump drive seems
Wait,
completely
Break something?
inoperable.
You need to make an
Well, to break the right thing,
Yeah,
basically.
I could just push the button. I can just
If-
be like,
yeah,
oh,
You can open the door right now.
yeah. If you broke it, it could just stay open for all you know, without checking it.
The jump drive is completely inoperable. There is no chance of fixing our jump drive with this one.
All right. Thank you, Eli. Jonas, shall we go?
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
I agree.
Yeah.
Doctor?
I still say we try to keep.
All right, where we're going.
leaving. So I'll
Mhm.
walk us up front. You stay in the back so we can sandwich everybody in so they're safe.
I was about to say this would be a very comical thing. It's like, no, but the Santos.
So you guys head back down the hallway. As you approach that airlock to the cargo hold, the banging and screaming becomes louder and louder, and the screeching starts kind of wearing on your nerves as you approach it. Everybody make a fear save for me.
Everybody has disadvantage.
Yep.
Except for me.
No, I should have left it. Actually, you're the person who can like scan everything.
I'll make one for...
I'm definitely under.
So anyone who fails their fear save is going to take a point of stress. So you'll
That
just
was a
add a point of
disadvantage?
stress.
Oh, disadvantage. Oh,
Yep. So you roll twice and take the higher
Oh.
result.
yeah.
Technically.
Well, I'm kind of stressed out now.
Mhm.
All right.
Is everybody all right?
Flank failed.
You all seem very stressed out.
I'll just like look back
Yeah.
and be like, faster,
Yeah,
faster,
Jonas says-
run.
No shit, keep moving. And he kind of pushes you, Eli. And you guys make it past the airlock, past this airlock, down the hallway, back towards the airlock that's connecting the two ships. And when you get there, you hear a loud crash and banging. And now that screeching that you heard is echoing freely through the hallway. You're guessing whatever it is broken through the airlock.
All right.
Does any of you have a frag?
Yes, that's what I was about to say. I'm gonna prep a frag grenade.
We
Okay.
have 12 of them.
Oh, goody.
So
I'm
we're
gonna pull
going
out my
to-
stun baton.
But still, like looking back toward the airlock, but moving as fast as
Yeah.
I can.
Everybody, this is basically the equivalent of an initiative check. Everybody make a speed check for me.
Now,
So you're trying to roll under your speed
Probably.
score.
Yeah, could you? I was about to ask. Could you cook a space grenade?
No.
Goody.
No.
I rolled a 16.
Nope.
Okay. Anybody who rolled under their speed score gets to go right now.
Well,
Nope.
Oh,
Like gets to leave?
No, gets to do. This is
we get to go.
basically in combat. You get two actions. So right now you get to take your actions, and then the enemy gets to go, and then everybody who rolled over their speed score gets to go.
Yeah, I didn't roll under, even with my amazing speed.
Nope.
I rolled under, but what am I going to do? I need samples.
Yeah. So who rolled lowest then? What'd you get?
I got 54.
54.
94.
I got 51.
16.
So Jonas actually rolled a 5. So he is first. He's going to kind of prop himself up in the hallway. He's going to put up his flare gun and draw this large kind of harpoon rigging gun. And he's going to say, "You're my crew and I'm responsible for you. You guys get out of here." That's going to be his action. He's going to basically holding an action to see if this thing, whatever happens, whatever comes around the corner, he's going to be ready to shoot it.
So he's basically just prepping himself.
So then, Dr. Suvi, what would you do? This airlock is closed that you closed earlier.
Can I grab one of the grenades off their belts and just throw it down the hallway and say, "Is that not?"
I mean, that's something you can attempt to do.
What? What's with that?
It's
It's a grenade. It's simple. Pull pin, throw, run.
Yeah, but when you're in the vacuum of space,
well, it's in.
Well, it has a 3-second timer, and 3 seconds would probably be enough time for us to open a door, and
That's up to you, man.
that's up to me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's end the game.
EA Sports.
The end of the game.
Yeah, the end of the game. Well, what are you doing?
I am going to drag Jonas. No, I'm just going to bring him with us.
So you're going to try to drag Jonas. Are you going to open the airlock?
Yes.
Okay, so you open the airlock, which hisses open easily, and then you go back to basically pull Jonas after you?
Yes.
Okay. He's going to resist you.
Okay.
He says, "No, everybody out first. Make a strength check." So you're trying to roll under your strength. It's going to be an opposed check. Ooh.
What is the double zeros again?
00 is 0, like in the tens digit.
So I got a 7.
Wow, he got a 12. So you still beat him. You start pulling the captain towards the airlock, and then did you guys roll over your speed? I take it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you see Dr. Suvi pulling the captain towards the airlock, with another screech, you hear heavy thudding footsteps, and then you see barreling around the corner about an 8-foot tall, leathery, bipedal creature. There's a series of grasping claws protruding from its torso, almost like arms, and there is some kind of organ erupting from its split cranium that almost appears to be tentacle-like. And when it comes around the corner, it is going to...
When do we make a panic check?
I'll say you guys should probably make a fear check again. A fear save.
Because it says roll for panic whenever we encounter a creature for the first time.
Okay, well, yeah, then everybody roll a panic. So you're going
A
to...
horrific creature.
Yeah, so we'll forego the fear save then. We'll say you're going to roll a panic check, which is 2d10, and you're trying to roll higher than your stress.
Okay.
wait, whoa. What?
Yeah.
2d10 and roll higher than your stress.
Higher than my.
Where's
So like 2 regular
Your
D10s?
stress starts out at character creation at 2. And if you failed your fear save earlier, that means you have 3 stress. So you're rolling 2 regular d10s, adding the total, and making sure it is higher than your total stress, which at this point is 3 for most of you, except the android and the captain.
Oh no! What happens if I get? So it's only critical fail for like the percentile.
You rolled
doubles,
2
right?
1s,
I rolled 2 7s.
2 7s. So that's actually a critical success.
Yes.
Not only do you not panic, you relieve 1 stress.
Cool.
And we'll say that we'll give you one of the positive effects from the panic chart. So you're going to get laser focus.
Laser focus.
Yeah, you're going to get advantage on all rolls for the next 6 hours.
All rolls, period.
Mm-hmm.
Woo-wee.
Yeah.
6 hours.
Yeah. So how did everyone else do on their panic checks?
I succeeded.
Okay, succeeded.
So over is exceeding.
Yes,
I rolled an
succeeded.
8.
So
18's
you
higher than
succeeded.
10.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
So everyone who's
two.
succeeded on your
Okay.
stress check, this panic thing, you means you relieve 1 stress.
If we succeeded?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. It basically represents you stepping up under pressure instead of panicking.
All right.
So everybody loses 1 stress, and
So who's the closest to the monster? Because you were in the back, but the captain stopped.
But then the captain got dragged.
Yeah, the captain was getting dragged. So I'm going to say one of you two is probably closest.
It would be
I was
me.
in the front.
Yeah, it would be me.
Okay.
So what are you going to do? Open fire or throw that frag?
It could breathe air. So if we shoot a hole in the ship, we could
breathe air. Oh, we're wearing the vaccines.
It's running towards you with these.
There you go.
It's running towards you with these pincer-like appendages flailing wildly. Make a combat check for me.
Okay.
Well, no, not combat. What is it? I make a combat check, right? And you make
armor.
This is where you make an armor save.
Yes, I succeeded.
It failed. It got a 90. So then, you just don't take any damage. You manage to batter off these strange pincing claws, and then everyone else who got over their speed gets to go. So
okay.
Who rolled the lowest out of you three?
I had 54.
54.
94.
I had 51.
You see this bizarre alien creature assaulting Flank,
but not doing anything.
Right.
Yeah, but he's managed to hold his own so far.
I don't want to shoot anybody in the whole way.
You're not that confident in your shooting skills, Marine?
You've got military training.
Yeah, I'll do one burst fire at it.
Okay. Yeah, you make a combat check.
And since I'm there, you can roll under.
I rolled a 5. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so roll damage.
What's damage?
4d10 for an SMG.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Holy cow. Rolls 4 10s.
30 damage.
30. Yeah. You pepper it with SMG bullets, and you see what looks very much like human blood spurting out of the wounds, and it screeches again horrifically, but it does not die.
That's how we Marines do it.
You still
All
got
right.
movement, right? You can retreat fire.
Oh
Right?
yeah, you get two.
Yeah.
You get 2 significant actions.
You get 2 actions.
Does anywhere say you can't attack twice?
How close are me and the captain to the airlock?
This doesn't say you can't attack twice, so yeah, go for it.
All right. Yeah. Well, I guess I'll try to pepper it again.
Okay. What'd you get?
I got a 55.
55 out of
50.
51.
51, so
that's
you failed.
That's a critical fail.
Oh, yeah, that's a critical fail.
Because doubles. Oh no.
Yep. I'll say
Hope
as you
explodes.
level this SMG at the creature again, and you fire at it, and it's somehow the bullets either like kind of ricochet off these hardened patches of leathery flesh, or pass insignificantly through this strange tentacular apparatus on its head.
What's the vacuum thing going on with are the bullets penetrating anywhere out of the ship, or are they just kind of contained?
No, they're not passing through the hull.
Okay.
Is it critical failure, a catastrophe, where not only do you fail at the task, but you may incur some other penalty, complication, or even damage as a result?
You don't have to do that.
Since you're kind of grappling with it, Flank,
Yeah,
let's
my gun and its
make an armor save for me.
No.
Told you I didn't want to shoot anybody.
So I rolled a 51. My armor is 50.
Oh no. So let's roll some damage, Organ Trail.
Wait, so did you put the entire spray into his back, or like
we'll
one straight
say
bullet?
you'll take half of what he rolled. So roll.
I hope I roll ones.
Oh, hi.
Oh no! What'd you get?
31.
So,
3 10s.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So that's we'll say 15. We'll round down.
No.
Okay.
So you kind of freak out a little bit, and with them struggling, some of your SMG rounds hit your companion instead of the creature.
That's not how Marines do it.
All right, now Flank. It's your. Oh
It
no!
would be
Oh yeah.
Eli's.
Sorry, Eli. It's your go.
All right. Well, I'm gonna see that Dr. Suvi's trying to drag Captain. I see the Captain is resisting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tranquilize the Captain.
Oh boy. Okay.
Why don't you just tranquilize last a while? Just stun him. You have a stun baton.
How is this android trained? What's his program?
All right. So you'll make a combat check, and I'll make an armor check for the captain.
Okay. Target must take a body save
Oh, okay.
at advantage
Can't you
Or
just...
fall unconscious for 1d10 rounds.
Well, that's
And I make that 1d10.
95,
rounds.
and that's a 6. So an advantage, that means he's succeeded.
Okay.
So you trank him, but maybe because of the adrenaline or whatever's going on, he does not pass out. So you have another action.
Okay.
You can try it again. Or you're gonna.
Why don't you just do like that thing that Commander Data does and just like neck pinch him and knock
Yeah,
him
the
out?
Vulcan neck grip.
Yeah.
How far are they into the airlock? Have they made it off?
No
the
one
ship
has
or-
no one has gone through the airlock yet.
Okay.
How close are we?
You're right up on it, basically.
Give us a good push.
Push us into the airlock.
No, push us and y'all fall back. y'all are the meat shields.
I want to try to get over to Francis, but
Who's Francis?
I can't remember.
I'm
his-
Francis.
Flank.
Flank's his nickname.
I want to try to get over to Flank. After I try to tranquilize the captain, I'm gonna run over to Flank.
Okay.
And try to. I guess moving would be my other action, so just move to Flank.
It's a insignificant distance. We'll say you can do something else.
Okay.
Significant.
I'm gonna try to tranquilize the alien.
Okay.
Okay.
So with advantage,
If you succeed, samples.
that's a 10 and that's a 49. Both would save.
Dang it.
So it does not. It just looks. You would say it looks angry, but it doesn't really have a face. So all right. Oh yeah, Flank.
I'd like
that's
to
right.
go.
Flank. Sorry, I forgot.
I've taken some damage.
Yeah. What would you like to do?
I'd like to. How far away is the airlock?
We'll say a couple of meters. Really. I mean,
Okay.
you could really.
Can I go to the airlock, fire around, and then go all the way through the airlock?
Yeah.
Ultimately,
Yeah, we can do that.
You said
so.
fire around.
fire a burst.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right into the back of my head.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that.
That's an 18 under 50, under 60. So
Oh
definitely
wow.
succeeds.
That's actually.
It's the better dice.
Yeah, that's succeeds.
Those dice look really nice. I wonder who got them for you.
Because I'm
Jacob Frank from the Tangled Web.
53 away from mine. How you're much closer. So
Oh,
yeah.
well, it's whoever, isn't it whoever rolls higher?
Yeah, it's whoever rolls closer, who rolls under but closest to their stat. And I rolled a 22, which is 53 away from my stat.
And I rolled an 18 under 60.
Which is only 42.
Too.
So yeah, you're closer.
Oh,
Okay.
So you succeed.
all right. Wow. 16.
Yeah. You open fire as you're kind of backing away into the airlock. And this time you're
For the stash.
The burst kind of lands all shot squarely in this strange head-like organ, and it collapses to the ground. And when that happens, all of the lights stop flickering, and whatever happened is past, and this thing has died.
We actually defeated something in combat.
Yeah, you did one thing.
One thing.
Oh, so it's over?
That combat is over. Yes. So yeah, this thing has died, presumably. It looks dead. It collapsed. It's no longer screaming and trying to murder you.
I was expecting y'all to do like Marine thing and walk up to it and double tap it and triple
But Flank,
tap it.
Flank is bleeding profusely from the friendly fire.
I'm gonna try to fix up Flank.
Okay, what do you have to do that?
I have a stim pack,
Cool.
and I also have pain pills and automed. Which of those is the best?
Probably at the moment, Automed's something that you would use for disease or poison or to attempt to heal or to reduce fear or stress. So that's something you would take like before you rested.
Okay.
It would make you recover naturally better. The pain pills would probably be good right now.
Okay.
The stim pack would be something like in the middle of combat because it also gives you strength and combat bonuses.
If I give him 2 pain pills, does it double the effect?
It does.
Okay. I'm going to pop 2 pain pills in his mouth.
Excessive use of pain pills or stim packs requires a body save to prevent addiction.
I had an electronic.
Whenever you take more than one pill at a time, roll 1d10.
Yeah.
If you roll equal to or under the number taken, make a body save. Failure means you fall unconscious, and the warden rolls on the table on page 10.4. So,
Other than his health, I don't care about his well-being.
Okay, cool. So, do you take both of these pills?
I'll take one.
You take one?
Like-
So you're going to heal 1d10.
I'm trying to force him in his mouth.
That would be opposed strength checks if that's what you want to do.
You're gonna push his teeth in. Yeah.
Here, eat this. I'm gonna do it.
So you take the first pill and you heal 4 points of damage and lowers your stress by 1 as you feel this kind of opioid relief flood through your body.
You need the other one. Take it.
Later.
No, now.
I'm still fairly close to my maximum capacity.
Are we out of initiative?
Yeah,
Save it for later.
Oh, so can I?
You
While
need
y'all
one
are
now.
doing that,
You're
I
not
wanna
at full
walk
health.
Back to the engine room to check
Your
on his
vitals are
vitals.
not.
I've got some stim
not-
packs.
Okay.
You're
And
gonna double tap it on your way through, like.
Well, I
I'm
got
just
limited.
worried
ammo,
about
don't
your
I?
well-being.
I got 3
Not really
bursts
worried.
left in my magazine.
Yeah, but you have
All
multiple magazines, don't you?
I either did I have 2 or 3
I mean,
magazines.
what Marine only brings 1 magazine in their gun?
Peter said we had.
Peter said we
Two.
have 2.
Yeah.
2 of
So you
each
have an
weapon.
extra.
This was supposed to be a science expedition.
Yeah.
Doctor.
There's the captain will say, "Oh, there's a chance they could have some somewhere on the ship, but as it is, I just want to go."
I recommend the android goes to a computer to get some ship schematics to figure out if there's an armory. If there are
We
more
already
than
have the blueprints.
Mhm.
Is there an armory?
I mean, there's the hold that may have any weapons or ammo in it, but this was registered as a research vessel, so you're guessing maybe not. If they
Okay.
had any, it was probably as little as you.
There is no armory on the ship.
or there has to be something. If there's life signals on the planet or these things, we're going to need more than 2 magazines.
This is probably another science expedition ship. There's the likelihood of there being an armory or any other kind of weapons on the ship the probability is very low.
Can we please continue this conversation back on our ship?
Yeah.
Sure thing. Drag the deck thing back on the ship.
You
While
want to
they're
take
doing
the
that-
alien with us?
Dissection. We need to find out what it is.
Doctor, I don't think that's a good
That
idea.
is the only reason I'm here.
The captain says, "Leave that fucking thing where it is. That's an
Yes.
order."
Thank you, Jonas.
At least cut off the head.
We are walking into the ship.
Yeah.
I just went to go loot the bodies, make sure they didn't have any extra ammo.
Yeah. When you
They're
examine,
Still floating and twitching. aren't
no, whatever has happened is past, and
Okay.
they are not twitching anymore. One of them has a note that you find crumpled up in his hand. You uncrumple it and read it, and it says, "I am the silence that is incomprehensible."
That's really lame. I will drop it back.
The other one has some instant coffee powder.
I will take that. I'm the silence that's incomprehensible.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make a mental
It's the
note of
silence
it.
from Doctor Who. Oh God.
And then I'll catch up with the rest of the group. I don't want to keep them waiting.
Okay, when you pass through, you have to pass by where the airlock was knocked open. Also,
The cargo hold.
and if you look through, you can see that does indeed lead into a large cargo hold, similar to the one that's on your ship.
You
And
should
you
go rummage
see-
through it real quick.
You see what looks like, as you pass by, some skeleton walkers, which are kind of like the things from Alien, the big
Exosuit.
exosuits
Okay.
Oh,
from
Bring
Alien.
one.
You see what looks like archaeological equipment like earth movers and cranes and conventional tools like shovels and pickaxes. There's like,
So they seemed more like an excavation.
but there you see one strange thing as you pass by, headed back to your crew members. It looks like some kind of artifact. It is made of dark, twisted metal that's been shaped into a grotesque statue. You see humanoid figures that are excessively jointed. Like you see arms with 3 or 4 elbows.
How big is
And-
it?
It is 3 feet wide and 5 feet high,
Oh my god.
and about-
it's giant.
2 feet thick. There are faces on it with too many eyes and in odd places. And it looks like
He said 5
scattered
feet
out
high.
from around it, you see pieces of the same metal and bits of crate, as though something has blown out this artifact out of a crate from the inside. And you also see on top of this wreckage 6 dead crew members with either kneeling around it with either their heads touching it or their hands touching it.
I was going to say bring it, but no.
So other than the normal kind of archaeological equipment, that is the most interesting thing in the room by far.
I'm the only one who knows about
Yeah,
it.
because you're the only one who went back to the engine room, so you're the only one who passed by this cargo hold in the open airlock to see it.
We probably don't have space for it. Have you seen our ship?
Our ship ain't that big. I mean, not that small.
Are you just standing there kind of staring at it, thinking about what to do?
Cause attention, but I will do a double take. I'll keep walking.
Okay. So you get back and everyone's still arguing about
It's
what to
probably
do.
nothing.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they're already on the ship. I'm trying to drag the alien.
You come back and you see Dr. Suvi kind of trying to drag the alien with Jonas yelling at her, saying, "I gave you an order, damn it!" And he's trying to get her hands off of this alien.
Now I have that leather hide. Would I know if it's a same sort of hide?
It is not the same thing at all. Your leather alien hide gloves are kind of greenish,
All right.
and this leather looks very humanoid. It looks like a really darkly tanned, human skin.
So you have the examination pack, right? So you have a scalpel.
On the ship? Not
on the ship. Do we have body cams on these things?
No.
No, they're on
No.
our armor.
Okay.
Yeah, they would be on the battle dress.
I was gonna say we could just get a video of it and send it in, but there's no way you can get a small piece.
I'm trying. I don't have anything to
It
cut
says-
it with.
Damn it! Everybody, grab an arm. Let's go.
Thank you.
I have a scalpel.
Oh,
If
you
that
have
helps.
one on you.
I do.
Just cut
So
it.
just
an
drag
arm.
it. Just drag it.
Oh.
He's already dragging it.
All right.
We
Okay.
got to get out of here.
I'll swing my SMG.
I
behind
do
my
not think
back.
it is a good idea to bring the dead alien onto the ship.
Says I didn't ask you.
Understood.
You tried to drink him.
Yeah. So
You tried to bring it back alive. I'm bringing it back dead.
yeah, you guys pick it up and start dragging it, and it makes this sick squelching noise as you pick it up with this.
It's like last dying breath.
No, it's just fluids escaping.
Oh.
There's blood.
I was about to ask, did it defecate?
There's blood and pus and strange colored liquids in the pool underneath where you start dragging away the body.
I don't want to bring that into the cargo hold.
I'm going to take a meta scanner to it
Throw a tarp down if you're
Okay.
that.
and see if any anomalies.
I'll give it a-
obviously, there's anomalies, but see what kind of.
I'll give it a solid kick. Just piece of alien scum.
As you're basically scanning it as they're dragging it, you notice
Yeah.
this is actually, or was, two living things.
Two living beings.
Yes.
Okay. This used to be two living beings formed into one.
That is very good. Continue dragging.
Yeah, so you guys can basically just drag it back through the airlock. I'm assuming close the airlock behind you.
Yes.
Yes.
Get back into your ship.
So we heard no more
And-
noises after that, right?
No.
We're claiming-
Okay.
No, not yet. Just checking a timer.
All right.
You guys head back into your ship and decouple for safety. The captain takes off his helmet and he's just gasping and this is not what I signed up for.
How's that drink working on you?
It's not.
So I was only
Because I need a drink.
Sir, I was only tranquilizing you for your own safety. I was trying to get you back to the ship.
So
You
yeah,
seem to-
yeah.
You seem to be resisting.
I just know not to turn my back on you again.
None of us have piloting, sir.
I assure you, sir, I can be trusted.
He points at Dr. Suvi and he says, "Get a tarp and get that thing into the med bay." And he just walks off.
To reassure
I was about
Eli,
to say, we have a med bay?
Yes, you have a med bay.
so he doesn't turn on me in the future, I'll pat him on his cold, dead shoulder, and I'll say, "It's a science expedition. We have to have something." And I'll walk off.
Understood. I'm going to stare at you with a blank face.
Okay. Good talk.
Okay. So basically, you can drag this thing to the med bay and then do whatever you want.
Dissection.
Okay. Make we'll say it's an intellect check, and you can add any applicable science skills.
Genetics.
Yeah, you can add your genetics.
15%.
Yeah. So You'll add 15% to your intellect score, and then you're trying to roll under that sum.
Do I need to do math? What's 15% plus for 50%?
65.
65. Thank you.
So you're trying to roll under 65.
I rolled a 5.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Very
a 5?
good.
That's amazing.
Five.
Yeah. You're able to dissect it with all the tools that you have. And in the process, you see that this is indeed 2 different organisms. The host body, which is kind of the, bipedal clawed form, and a parasite of some kind, which comprises that strange tentacled organ that was sprouted up through where the skull once was, and a kind of centipede-like body that you can separate into these 2 different creatures. The one kind of host body is totally unfamiliar to you. You've never seen a creature like it before, nor the parasite. So you're guessing this is something either from an alien planet no one has explored yet, or maybe from this planet you're orbiting, or somewhere else entirely.
So would the med bay be like a super sterile locked kind of?
No, it's just kind of like a hospital room. There are, you could sterilize it if you wanted to, but Dr. Suvi just kind of has this thing up on a big metal, like stainless steel slab, cutting it up.
I'll open the door and I'll tap on the side.
You could say he's kind of or she's kind of in like a glass enclosure just for safety in case there were parasites or, diseases.
I'll just tap and I'll say, so what do we got?
It's a mystery. Whatever it is, it's completely alien to us.
Francis.
Yes, E.L.I.
You still need that painkiller.
I'm fine. I told you.
My readings say that you're still under max health.
I'm fine. I'll sleep it
You're
off.
slightly under the weather.
I'll sleep it off. We'll be
Sir,
fine.
I really suggest that you take the pain pill.
I can't allow you to do that, Francis.
Eventually, you are rejoined by the captain, who is back in his normal kind of crew jumpsuit,
holding,
and he is carrying a highball glass with some ice in it and some kind of dark liquid. You're guessing whiskey or something.
I was going to say
he's
coffee.
sipping on. No, and he says, "All right, that sucked. Flank, you all right?"
Well, I'll be fine.
He says, "Well,
you got another drink."
He refuses to take any more painkillers, and my readings are saying that he is not at max health.
He says, "I got something for that," and he kind of switches hands and he pulls out a flask and hands it to him.
How long has our day been?
Okay.
This has only been a couple of hours.
Oh, so we're going to have a long day. I'll make a pot of coffee. And then I'll try to see if I can.
Coffee?
Yeah.
With the potentially infected coffee? Good idea.
I got water purification. It doesn't matter.
I'm going to
purify the beans.
It's sealed. It's a sealed canister of instant coffee.
I'm going to go to the command room and just kind of like look at the moon. See if I could just see if I can see anything.
Okay. Make an intellect check for me, and you can add any applicable skills you might have, like computer or
computer.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure, mathematics isn't going to help me in this one.
Probably not with this one.
Yes, 17 under a lot.
Yes. As you continue working on this strange space logic puzzle, you see that not only are there life signs in the northern hemisphere of the moon, you, with continued scans and different layers of examination, find there is some kind of underground structure
in the moon,
in the northern hemisphere of this moon, near where these life signs are.
That's no moon.
It's not a very large structure.
Okay.
You're guessing it's some kind of bunker or something like that.
Okay.
You also notice that now that you've kind of been exposed to and have been observing these power fluctuations from the Alexis, you see they're kind of operating on the same frequency as these signals that are coming from the planet.
So the signals are coming from the planet.
Yeah, but they're almost in like harmony.
Okay.
with
Would
each
I
other.
would I be smart enough to understand that if that's the thing that's messing with our jump drive?
I mean, yeah, with that intellect check, that's
Okay.
basically what it's for.
Okay.
You kind of put two and two together, and you know somehow the power fluctuations from the Alexis and the signal that's been coming from the planet and the one that's messing with your jump drives are related.
Okay.
So, is there any attempt to fix the thrusters without any extra things? Like, could I, after I pour my coffee, and take it into the room and see if I could try to fix anything with the thrusters?
Yeah, you could also make an intellect check
Okay.
and add any kind of.
I have
skills.
an electronic toolkit. Would that help in any way?
That wouldn't add any bonuses, I don't think. It's
Because it'd be like electronic. Well,
plus 10% checks on
It's for
seeking to repair electronics. So,
would a thruster be electronic?
yeah. Is that
well, it's the jump drive that's malfunctioning.
Okay.
Yeah, the thrusters are fine, but you could
So I have a
kind
Plus
of poke around in there.
10.
Yeah, you'll add basically 10 to your intellect and then try to roll under it.
All right. Oh. Well, my intellect would be 41. I got an 80.
Oh, yeah. You have no idea what's going on. You've
Right.
never seen anything like it.
I'll just sip my coffee and walk right up.
Yeah. You're like a shade tree mechanic. You go poking around in there and you're like, yeah, I don't know, screwed.
looks pretty bad to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna report back to the captain.
Okay.
Captain, there appears to be a signal coming from the planet that is messing with our jump drive, and possibly is also what is messing with the other ships on this in orbit. I suggest that we need to go check it out.
He says, okay. Well, then, it narrows us down to either continuing to explore some of these derelict ships, which, after that, I don't recommend. Going to check out this moon and seeing if there are any survivors, or just heading straight for the planet.
The choice is yours, Captain.
He then will basically call a meeting of everybody. And you can meet in the galley. He's like, yeah, he calls a meeting in the galley. He's hungry. I'm sure everybody's hungry at this point.
I'm not.
Well, it'd be weird if you were, I guess.
IRL, yes.
So you guys meet in the galley, and he gives you those options. Like he kind of gathers all the data from everybody, what Dr. Suvi found, what E.L.I. found, the fact that nobody knows what's wrong with the jump drives. And he says, what do you think? Do we go to the moon or head straight for the planet?
Dr. Suvi, take off your bloody gloves at the table.
Oh, sorry, I must have forgotten.
I don't care to rightly much. I'd like to get some money and get out of here. And seems like we still have the option of completing our science expedition, whatever that may be. I'm not involved with that, but if the only way to get out of here is fixing our jump drive, we may have to go to that moon.
I'm sure the alien specimen would bring a hefty price back home. It is foreign, and we could sell it to some experts who might learn a little bit more than me with these mundane tools.
The signal seems to be coming from the planet.
From the
We need to. Did you say the planet or the moon?
The planet, yeah.
The planet. We
Why-
need to go
why
to the
was the reason
planet.
to go to the moon?
He says, well, there are some kind of life signs and some kind of structure down there. I'm assuming at this rate it's survivors from these ships.
That's not our mission,
Yeah,
though.
Well, if that's the case, Captain, my vote will be to go to the planet.
Money over.
Death.
My only care is the mission and the crewmates.
Yes, the mission.
So
Once we
got
fix our
3
hyperdrive,
planets.
once we fix our hyperdrive, we
so
can
going
send
back home with the alien, which obviously isn't going
Send
to
a
get
message.
voted, but
to someone who can return and rescue them.
That's a good point. So,
are we able to send a distress beacon?
I suppose technically you could, although even at the speed of light, it could take a while to reach somebody. He says,
Well, if
Ansible.
there's
We got to use
we'll
the
assume
Ansible.
there's like an automated distress beacon.
Why can't we
You
use
could-
the Ansible from the Ender's Game?
Oh. He says, we'll throw that alien in one of the spare cryopods, just in case somebody wants to look at it. And he
What if
says,
the alien reawakens?
well, it would have to break out. Hopefully the cryopod will keep it in stasis. The doctor said the base form was humanoid. I'm assuming it may work on the same principles. And in any way, it's dead.
And the
Understood.
cryotube would preserve it a little longer.
Understood.
frozen and vacuum sealed.
Did the alien have any eggs?
I wasn't looking for that.
No.
Okay, good.
My mind is just going to Alien Covenant right now. Just the final scene where you see David with all the alien eggs. He's hatching
Oh,
the
yeah, and
eggs.
he's just hatching it all around.
Says, well, then I guess we'll head for the planet. Although I think that Flank should probably take a rest.
That'd be good.
You could just have a pain pill.
I've got my own bed right here.
Since
Serves me quite nicely. I'd appreciate it if you keep those stimulants to yourself.
our thrusters,
I have no need for
are
the
out.
stimulants.
No, the thrusters aren't out. The thrusters are fine.
It's just the jump.
Just
drive.
the jump drive.
Okay.
I'm now ignoring Eli.
Okay.
So we have a 50-50 on jump drive.
Francis.
It could either
It could either work or
Francis.
fail catastrophically. You have no idea. Like,
that
yeah, that's just an assumption on Eli's part from that check that he made earlier, that not knowing what's wrong with it and the fact that it's malfunctioning, using it could be hazardous.
that is pretty scary.
Francis.
It's like, well, we could make it or we could die.
Yeah. And kind of warp cores or jump drives, warp cores, Star Trek. Jump drives are prone to operating kind of outside the bounds of conventional physics, based on what they do. You've heard stories about strange things happening when jump drives malfunction. Some of them just bizarre, some of them deadly.
So
Francis. Francis.
Walking away. I'm going to go take a rest.
Don't forget to lock the door.
He
I'm
says,
just going to hover over his bed.
he says, we'll head to the planet in the morning. Everybody get some rest.
So we're out of orbit.
I can't
right?
remember if I
Yeah,
read
you're
it.
not
Because
in-
androids don't need sleep, right?
Mm-mm.
At all. Okay.
So you'd be like patrol. So
Yeah,
you'd
that's
have
what
my
I'm
job
gonna do.
essentially.
I'm just going to patrol
Yeah.
and
So basically, you guys can take what would in 5th edition be a long rest. But when you rest in this game, you get to try to heal damage and stress by making checks.
And happy dreams.
Yeah. You can make
Could you make your stress lower than 2?
yes.
Oh, okay.
You can make a
it lower
body
than
check.
0.
You can make a body check to attempt to remove damage. And you can make a fear save to attempt to relieve stress.
What happens if you fail? Would it stay the same, or do you still?
Yeah, nothing bad happens.
Okay.
You just don't recover anything.
Gonna make that fear check.
So can you make both checks?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And we'll say that you don't have disadvantage on the fear save since you're in kind of like your
Private.
quarters. Like you're not sleeping with the android.
Oh no,
So-
he's got. I'm standing over his
No.
bed.
Oh.
I lock that door.
So we
so
would have
tight.
sleeping
No, I guess you
chambers
could-
and cryo chambers.
yeah, you have a barracks for when you're sleeping normally.
All right.
And the cryo chambers are for prolonged journey, like interstellar things that would take longer than you would want to be awake.
Without Eli knowing, I'll take off my normal garb,
Mm-hmm.
my standard battle dress, but I'll keep my body cam on just to kind of see what he's doing while I'm sleeping.
Okay.
And I'll keep it to where it's folded up, but to where I guess it'd be like a shoulder mounted body cam would still be sticking up to be able to see. And then I'll go to bed.
Okay.
You are very paranoid.
So what did
20
you get on
years.
your body check, Flank? Your body save.
75. So
That's higher than
yeah.
Okay, so that does
75.
nothing. And then
Nice.
did anyone else make a fear check to reduce
I did.
stress?
I
How'd
did.
you do?
I got 59 under 85.
So yeah, you relieve a stress.
I got a 40 over 30.
Okay.
I got a
I
got
doubt
a
you can
75
go lower than
over
0 from
40.
stress.
I know, I know.
I got a 15, so I guess I'm 0 now.
No, you relieve 1 point of stress for every.
Well, I only
10.
have one more point of stress.
Yeah. If you successfully, you relieve 1 stress point for every 10 points your save succeeded by, rounded down. So you relieve 1.
So I'm at 0 now because I only had 1.
Mm-hmm. Doctor's doing well.
While everybody is sleeping, I'm going to go into the command room and I'm going to go ahead and start our descent to the planet.
Okay. So I think we'll take an actual human break now.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Peter Johnson. You've just been listening to the remaster of our original recording of Mothership RPG featuring the Dead Planet module. If that's your first time listening to it and you really enjoyed it, or if it's your second listen through and you enjoyed our improved audio quality, then be sure to check out our Patreon. And if you subscribe for as little as $1 a month, you'll have access to the next couple of episodes of Mothership that we recorded where we're continuing our adventure. Thank you very much either way, and be sure to tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody about it, and we'll see you next time.